Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at modeling in F-4. We're going to take a look at the workflow and we're going to use forms and surface modeling. But first, this video is sponsored by PCBWay. PCBWay is your one-stop shop for rapid prototyping from 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, electronic PC board design and manufacturing. PCBWay has globally competitive prices, and to get an instant quote for your project, sign up for an account and drag and drop your file. You will get an instant quote, and 2 to 3 days you will get a firm quote. For your 3D printing needs or other rapid prototyping needs, check out PCBWay.com. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. Now we have this F4 here. As you can see, this is all done with forms. I'm not going to do the whole entire jet. What I'm going to do is give you all the shapes that you need. Then you can just work them until you get them into the shapes that lot more accurate shapes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Let me turn off this. And we have our F4 here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you surface modeling first. We have our formers and everything already put in here. So what I do here, I'm going to start with D. And D here is right here. And create a sketch on this plane here. And I'm going to draw a line. We have that. And now I'm going to draw another line on E here. And F. And G. And using 3-point arc. And use the spline here. I'm not worried about this side right here that juts out. This is just going to be added later. Now all these points, you really don't need all these points like I added here, but I'm just doing this for speed wise to show you guys how to do this. Okay, we have those, and go ahead and finish sketch here. Turn sketches back on. Now what I'm going to do is move each one of these down here. Down here. So the first one It's this one. I'm going to delete the line here. Move copy. And make sure you have this set to sketches over here, sketch objects. And move this about there. Then look at this from the top and rotate this 90 degrees. And click OK. Then bring E down the same way. Move copy. Cancel this first. I'm going to delete this center line on all of these. Okay. Move copy. And when you move copy, make sure that the don't select any point here or anything here, because we want to keep this lined up so when we rotate it, it's going to be on the right axis. All right, we got those three there. And as you can see, this shape here is supposed to give you the front of the canopy here, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to make another form for this canopy up here. And move G down there. Same thing. Move copy. This here. And get this one lined up. And click OK. So we got those four down there now. Now, like I said, this has a canopy here too. And I'm not really too worried about that. Now, what you can do, as you see here, what you can do, you could have, I could have just rounded this off over the top, same with this, because this canopy is going to be separate. But what I'm going to do now is just loft these, surface loft. Okay, now you can see we have this little dip here. Just don't, okay. Cancel this and loft this again. Okay, and there's our loft. Turn off the canvases here. And this is the first piece, loft. Let's go ahead and mirror this real quick. Make this a new body and click OK. And that's the first piece to the F-4. And that is lofting. But a better way to do this, I wouldn't say it's better, but what I'm going to do now create a sketch on this plane here. And give this some guide rails. And do the same with the bottom. Okay. Now loft this again, surface loft. Okay. And there we have that piece there. Now, what you have to do is make sure everything is lined up properly when doing the surface lofting, because right now, to me, this does not look very good. And with this, surface lofting, it's fine, but you just have to pay a lot more attention to detail doing this, like this, with surface lofting. Make sure everything lines up and it is exact, everything. But anyway, that's how you do that. But I'm going to show you a simpler way now of doing this F4. Okay. Here we have the F4. Already the canvas here, the picture's on the canvas. And what I'm going to do now, look at this from the front. Come up here to create form. Now, I am going to use a cylinder for this. And I'm just imagining the center from here to here, or down here. You know what? I think I'm going to use a box. Okay, let's use a box. Okay, I like the box better. And drag this back. And give it some height faces. That looks to be about enough. And go ahead and click OK. Then I'm going to delete these. And the same back here. Okay, now we have our shape here. Again, I wouldn't say this is the best way to do this. I just find it easier to do. Now, some people have trouble using forms with modeling, and again, it just takes practice. Just like with surface modeling, using surface modeling, that takes practice too to get everything right. So if you're having trouble with forms or surface modeling, try to get in a little more practice if you can doing it. Okay, look at this from the top. This picture here, I'm going to move it down a little. Finish this. I'm moving it down because it's not directly in the center here. Okay. There, that's better. Going to move all these up. And back to the shrinking. Okay. And that looks good. And I'm going to move this up too. All right. Now I want to make this front up here round, more round shape. Okay. Now add another section here. Oops. Move that back. And like I said, if you decide to do this using surface modeling, that's great too. But also with surface modeling, by using plans off the internet and stuff like that, sometimes or a lot of times the plans really don't match up that well. So you have to be very careful when using them off the internet. But if you can find a set that, the detail or the accuracy is there, then go ahead and use them. But a lot of time they're not very accurate. Now this picture of the F-4 here that I'm using for this form modeling, the picture is very accurate. But the one that I use for the surface modeling is not very accurate, and I couldn't find anything better. So do the best that you can when looking for them, the pictures and plans and stuff. And also when doing this, take your time to get really good results. And to get this round shape up front, this is how you do that. Like the first section I made round, and then I started adding sections and sections. So, and then I started working from the side to top, or you can do top to side. But if you do it in that order, side to top or top to side, you make sure it retains that round shape. Then this front here, I'm going to use a fill hole. So modify and fill hole. Maybe I put one more section here. Then fill hole. And that looks good. But I don't like the... Okay, that looks good there. Okay. Go ahead and finish form here. And that's our shape so far for the F-4. Turn off the canvas so we have a better look at it. Okay. And that's looking pretty good. And that nose up here looks really good too. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is put a offset plane, this, and move this back to here, to the front of this canopy here. And create form and use a cylinder on this plane here. And this is what we're going to use here. Add some height faces to it. And click OK. Now, in my opinion, I think this is easier to do than the surface modeling. Well, it probably would be easier if I had better former shapes. Now, if I were actually modeling this F4 for somebody, I would actually go ahead and buy better pictures, which are a lot more scale and stuff. I'm going to add an edge. Change this to exact. Now let's see what we have here now. turn the canvases off. Okay. Now you can see we're getting more of that shape up there what we need for that nose and everything. And do some editing here. I'm going to put another line in here, or edge. Now let's see what we have here again. Okay, now that's starting to look really good. Now the canopy here. And bring this edge. Okay, here we go. Now it's looking really good. I was just looking at this here. All right. Now this is looking good. He changed some more here since that moved a little. Now what I'm going to do is make this here. And to do that, again, I'm just going to insert a offset plane. Create a form on this plane here, but I'm going to use box. Let me cancel this. I'm not sure I'm on the right plane. Do that again. I'm doing a little more detail on this particular plane because some people have requested that I do more detail. They want to know how to do stuff like that. So I'm going to actually probably make this whole front here. And then the next video on this, I'll show you guys how to make the intakes. And then the final video will be probably just the back end of this. But this is not my normal workflow either. But if you've seen my other videos on my workflow, I would do the fuselage, then the intakes, canopy, then the vertical stab, horizontal stabs and stuff like that, and then do the detail later. But just imagine all that stuff is done now. Now I'm going back and put detail into this. This is what I'm doing now. Okay. Now we have 2 wheels here. And how I am going to do that, another offset plane. About right there. And click OK. Then I want to create a sketch on that plane. It's a circle. Another circle. Then extrude. And I want this to be symmetric. And fillet both of those. Click OK. And we have 1 tire. Extrude again. Symmetric. And make that a new body. And click OK. Actually needs to come out more. Go back here. Edit. OK. And Okay. Okay. And we do a couple more extrudes in there. Now this here, going to create a sketch on this plane here. Turn off these bodies first. A sketch from let's see here now. Just a line from here down. Okay. Then sketch snap that there. And finish the sketch. And I'm going to use a revolve. This around that axis. Okay, and we have that now. And it needs to be moved because it's, oh, it doesn't, that's fine. And this door here, again, just create a sketch on this plane here. Turn these bodies off. Didn't like that, so come back here. Okay. And finish sketch. Now, since I don't have a picture of how thick this door is, this is just a guesstimation for me how thick it is. Extrude one side. Okay. I could add detail on this door, which I would do also. And this here. Then let's add some detail to the canopy up here. Create a sketch on this plane here. Finish sketch. Split body. This is the body. Okay. Glass. Okay, here's the start of our F-4. Let's see here. Got to do some more work on this, but this video is getting a little long here, but I'll go ahead and want to show you guys workflow to do this. How I do this for this F-4. And I showed you starting out using surface modeling at first. And you have to be make sure everything is the right measurements and everything when you loft. And but to me, I find that doing this F4 this way, it's a lot easier. For me, that is. and time-wise. As you can see, this did not take a whole lot of time to get to this point here. And so, yeah, but that's how I do some little detail for the F-4. But let's see here, turn these off. And like I said, this this here that I was showing you guys is how I did this F4 here. So that lets you know what can be achieved using forms also. So yeah. But anyway, when I come back to this F4 and show you guys more of it, I'll show you more detail and how to finish the intakes and rest of this in the back. But I want to show you guys how to do some little details on this before moving on. So yeah. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like button. And I invite you to join my Facebook group and my Patreon group. Go over there and have a look. Ask questions and everything, and people are really friendly and nice over there. So yeah, go over there and have a look. And if you have any questions on anything that I've done here or any of my other videos, go ahead and leave them down in the comments and I will get to them. Or like I said, you can just ask me a question on my Facebook group or my Patreon site. Both are called CAD Build Fly RC, and go over there and have a look. And once again, when you do this type of modeling, make sure you have really good detailed drawings, and make sure that they're scaled properly, because like I said, these pictures that I'm using right here, these are very good. The scale is really good because you see from the side here, then you look at the front and everything's lined up here in the front as well. Just like the top, everything's lined up. So everything is correct size. So this particular picture, everything is correct like it should be. But a lot of pictures on the internet, I mean a whole lot of them, they are not, sometimes this picture here is a little smaller or a little bigger, vice versa for any of these other pictures. So just make sure you have some really good pictures when you select them off the internet to do your modeling. And but anyway, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Subscribe for more.